around property. There is an email.
Yes, and Dr. Katla.
Talk to me about it.
All right. We have a listener who is appealing to all sectional title owners of townhouses and flats. His appeal is very simple. Owners has to pay their levies because it helps with the upkeep and the maintenance of the complexes. Otherwise, if there's no money coming in, the complex cannot be maintained, and you're going to have few buyers who like to buy in that complex.
You know what? How powerful is the wrong word. How influential is the body corporate in an incident like that? So if there is an owner in our development,
yes,
who isn't paying their levy,
yes,
what right do we have? What right of recourse do we have as a collective to?
You have all the rights. Eventually, what's going to happen as the money amounts and it becomes unbearable, the body corporate, meaning all the owners, okay, they appoint the trustees. So the trustee will have to take legal action against that particular owner. Now his property will be marked for auction.
So they can sell the property?
Oh yes, definitely.
To recoup?
That's correct. Obviously, they have to go to the courts first and lay their complaint. And when the courts give them the right, then the property will be auctioned.
Do they go directly to that asset? So they'll go for the property as opposed to sort of...
They go for the property to try and recover. Sometimes what will happen is they'll start with immovable property.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, then they come for the property.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So it's simple. If we are the owner who's struggling, sell the property. You know, it's okay. You know?
You can start again.
Yes, you can always start again.
Rewind is there for a reason.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I'm at right time, Hashem. But let's talk Consumer Protection Act.
Yes.
Okay, so it's there for a reason.
Yes.
It affects the sale of a property.
That's correct, sir.
There are three things that need to happen.
Yes.
Talk us through those.
Okay. Previously, on the condition, on the offer to purchase, you'll have what you call Voetstoots. Since the introduction of Consumer Protection Act.
So Voetstoots get touches move.
Yes. We've done away with Voetstoots, but in this manner. Obviously, we're not forcing the owner to fix anything if he really does not have the means to do so.
Okay.
But we expect the owner, or rather the Consumer Protection Act expects the owner to be fair and ethical. Tell the potential purchaser what the defects are that are known to him. So you do that in a report. In a report, you need three things. The report does not have to be complicated. It could be just a Word document where you mention the defects.
Okay.
Okay, all the defects that you know. And then number two, where you also mention that the buyer has the right to hire a property inspector to come inspect.
One,
yes.
You list the ones that you know, and
That's
it has
correct.
to be on paper.
It has to be on paper.
Okay. Number two, you inform them of their right
yes.
to get their own evaluator.
Their own property inspector. Yes, you can
sorry,
say evaluator. It's still fine.
Sure,
Yes, to come assess the property, the damages, whatever that the need might be.
Okay.
And in that regard, that a smart buyer could use whatever defects that are there to negotiate the seller. The cost. Remember, the cost of hiring the inspector will be borne by the buyer.
Okay.
At the same time, when the seller knows that his property is in demand, he can ask for a full price. He does not necessarily have to agree with the buyer due to the defects that are there in the house. Yes, it's all about disclosing.
Okay.
And then obviously the last part or the last item in the whole report is the acknowledgement, where there's a line where the buyer says, yes, the owner has disclosed everything. He told me of my right, so I'm signing here that yes, I know everything and I'm buying the property as is, provided everything that is mentioned is
it my responsibility as the seller, or is it my agent's responsibility to make sure that this gets done?
It is your agent's responsibility who's going to come and inform you, the seller, that this is what you need to do, and then the agent will also inform the purchaser.
Yes. But I suppose with any conversation around money,
yes,
it's your responsibility ultimately, because
ultimately
your pocket and your livelihood.
Yes. That's correct. Just like any other business person, it is his responsibility to make sure that his accountant is submitting SARS documentation.
Well, there you have it. 27 minutes past 8, KFM 95.9. That was Million Rand Listing. How the consumer